Everything you've missed. Covered here now. Back to the Chris and Jason Show on ESPN 1250. The Zone.
Chris and Jason Show on ESPN 1250. The Zone. He's Jason Minix. I'm Chris Duell. We are at the Lion and Rose, our Monday Night Football headquarters. 4 locations for the Lion and Rose. We are at the Forum location, which is I-35 and 1604. We are joined by longtime NFL defensive back Marcus Coleman, who was a defensive back for the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Texans, and the New York Jets. And Marcus likes soccer. We're going to learn about a sport that I think kind of combines soccer with football with rugby, right? Yeah. And it's Gaelic football.
It's what?
Gaelic football.
All right.
What are you?
I'm just saying. You know, and we've got the whole team here.
Tyler Tully,
they're big guys that could probably kick our ass.
Don't, especially the Irishman. Don't get him swinging on you. Tyler Tully is a co-captain of the football team. Adrian Brett is from Ireland originally, has played the sport on 5 continents. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And I want to mention that the Lion and Rose is a sponsor of the San Antonio Gaelic football team, correct?
That's correct. The Lion and Rose Restaurant and Pub has been fantastic so far for us. They've supported us from the very start. In fact, they are the exclusive club sponsor for our organization and have completely sponsored our upcoming pub league.
All right, now, Tyler, I got to ask. When you tell people you play Gaelic football, what's the reaction you generally get? Because when you hear the name, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, well,
you've got to be very manly to play anything
that's
called
right.
Gaelic.
That's exactly what I tell them. Gaelic football, Gaelic or Celtic type football. That's
what does that mean?
Well, as an American, when you look at it, you think that they're playing rugby with a soccer ball. Okay, but you have to understand that this game is over 2,000 years old, and we've codified the rules back in the 1800s, whereas 2,000 years ago they were still playing with the heads of the tribal enemies. So things have quite changed in the past 150 years or so. If you look at it, it's a game that you'll see other sports come from. Rugby and soccer are both based upon Gaelic football.
Now, I can understand Adrian playing the game because he's from Ireland. And we all know they're barbarians in Ireland. They brawl, they fight. It's Europe. It's all that. But before we go to Adrian, you're from Oklahoma.
That's right.
How did you get involved with Gaelic football and Gaelic athletics?
That's a good question. My wife is in the United States Air Force, as are several of our team members. We have Marines, ex-Army, Army, Marine. There's a lot of guys who come from all over the country. As you know, San Antonio is one of those types of cities. And this is about our heritage. This game, as well as hurling and some of the other Gaelic sports, were illegal at one time in England. Hurling.
Now, that's what happens after you've had too many pints at the Lion and Rose, right?
It could be.
Oh, okay. It's a sport in Ireland.
It is a sport in
hurling.
Ireland. Yeah, it's a fantastic sport. It's actually the fastest sport in the world. And actually, people don't know this. There's 110 different teams in the United States and over 2,500 teams across the world. In fact, this last week, we just saw they had the Asian Gaelic Football Association Championships in Indonesia. Teams from Singapore, Hong Kong, Indonesia were there playing. I mean, they've got them everywhere. The only 2 markets they haven't broken into yet are South America and Africa, but everywhere else they have championships, including the United States.
Amazing. Tyler Tully and Adrian Brett from the San Antonio Gaelic Athletic Club. They play Gaelic football. All right, Adrian, how do you wind up in Texas playing this sport? You played it on 5 continents. Now you're playing it in San Antonio, Texas. How did you get here?
Long, complicated story. How we started the football, myself and Tyler and a friend of ours, Jason Binkley, well, is now a friend, just randomly met up through a friend, Joe Moody. We're all talking about setting up this Gaelic team about 6 months ago. We all met together. We had this dream of putting it together. We thought it might take a couple of years. Within 6 months, we've got 40-plus guys involved, got great sponsorship, and it's coming along really, really well.
Well, who do you play? How can you find an opponent in San Antonio to play?
Well, first of all, I'd like to describe the sport as an Irishman.
All right.
It's like American football without the pads and helmet.
So it's a man sport.
Yeah.
So you're taking a shot at American football
so
players like Marcus
played a
Coleman.
little sissy sport.
Yeah, you just called Marcus Coleman a wuss. That
was for Marcus.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a team in Dallas.
I see a lot of grass out there on the side of the highway. I mean, we can go do it now.
There's a team actually in Dallas, and there's a team in Austin. We're looking at, trying to set up a team in Houston as well, which we can have a Texas League. There is, as Tyler said, there's teams all over America. They play a national tournament every Labor weekend. So it's something we're going to aim at being there next year.
All right, so it's kind of a combination of rugby, and I think we've all seen rugby on television.
Yeah.
Football and soccer.
And a bit of basketball as well.
Are there rules, or is it just a big scrum all the way through?
There's rules, yes. Can you bend them? Yes. It's it is unlike football where there's a lot. What
kind of ball do you play with, and how do you score? I mean, what's the premise here?
The football is like a heavier soccer ball.
All right.
So same shape, but it's heavier. You can kick it further. It bounces more. So it's, pitch is about pitch and a half size of a soccer pitch. So
and
it's a lot bigger
pitch.
pitch.
You mean field?
Field.
Yeah,
well,
that's American for field.
Right. You score into H goals like rugby, but you have a goalkeeper, and you get 3 points if you score in the net, like a soccer net, and then if it goes over the bar, it's a 1 point. It's a very competitive game. A lot of fast movement, a lot of running. So it's a very, very interesting game.
Yeah, for Americans, when you look at it, it would look like uprights, like old school uprights, H-frame uprights.
Right. Okay.
You can score a point in between those uprights, just like in American football for a field goal, or like with rugby, and that's worth 1 point. However, the bottom has a net just like in soccer, and there's a goalkeeper out in front of it, and if you score it past him into the net just like in soccer, it's worth 3 points. That's called a goal.
All right, but he said the field is like
so
almost twice
150.
as it's almost twice as big as a soccer. Where do you play?
What we do at the moment, we downsize the teams because the regulation is 15 aside, so you have 30 guys out there. But we play 11, 13 because you play in smaller pitches like a soccer pitch, like a rugby pitch.
We're speaking with Adrian, Brett, and Tyler Tully, talking Gaelic football. They are from the San Antonio Gaelic Athletic Club. All right, Marcus Coleman, NFL guy, you're hearing this. Are they crazy? Are you intrigued? Do you want to play? You have anything for these guys?
I'm definitely intrigued, just because
recruiting, Marcus.
I like the football, and I actually enjoy rugby a lot as well. Been keeping up with the rugby,
are you tough enough?
The Rugby World Cup. What?
Well, he kind of called you a wuss earlier.
You got to catch me first. And then once they do catch me, my arms are long, so I'm good at stiff arming. So I'm intrigued by that though. I need to know what the full spectrum of the rules are. Am I dribbling? Is it more of a soccer dribble, or is it more of a rugby dribble, like a half and half? What are the rules as far as?
You can take 4 steps with the ball in your hand, but you have to bounce it. But you also, every second time, you have to call what we call a solo. You have to kick the ball to yourself. So you kick it from your foot into your hands.
So you're playing hacky sack?
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
while you're running.
I'm being tackled. So it is.
All right, so where do you guys play? When do you play if somebody wants to come out and see Gaelic football?
We play every Wednesday evening at Almost Park, down just off Hildebrand on 281, from 6 to 8 o'clock. And then 500 Divine Road, and then on a Saturday morning we train on Bassey Road or Almost Park. We have a website, www.sanantoniogse.org, and that has all our contact details on it as well. So if there is anyone out there, everyone's welcome. We have guys from straight out of high school to guys in their 50s who come out and play this sport. So it's open to everyone.
We do have 2 events. If this is one of those games that has to be seen to understood.
It sounds like it.
We've got an upcoming pub league here in San Antonio that the Lion and Rose Restaurant and Pub has sponsored. That is starting.
Time out. To me, pub league means we're drinking.
Right.
That's
what I'm thinking.
They were playing hurling.
I thought I explained this is about Irish culture.
I agree, but
so instead of water horses, you have kegs.
No. No, we play hard on the field and we play hard off of the field.
Okay. But so pub league by definition is that
we've been sponsored by the
pub.
Yeah, by the pub.
Okay, I got you.
And so we'd like to invite everyone listening and you all to come on out. November 12th and October 29th are the 2 dates that we have for the San Antonio Pub League. You'll get to see our 2 teams. What we've done was taken all the guys that have been out for the last 6 months. We have about 40 guys. We've split them up into 2 teams, and they're going to compete against each other with regulation, rules. We're going to make it as real as possible. It's going to be a fantastic thing. It's free to the public. come on out. It's going to be located at the Lee High School soccer field between McCullough and San Pedro on Bassie. There's a little soccer field right there, right next to the Almost Basin Park golf course. It starts at 10 o'clock. Games last about an hour. It's free admission. We also have a fantastic opportunity for those of you who want to know more about our sport, want to contribute to preserving the Irish culture in San Antonio. We have a golf tournament coming up at Silverhorn Golf Club of Texas. That's going to be on November 3rd from 8:30 to 2.
Now, do you play golf the American way?
That's right.
Or do you kind of Irish
well,
it up some
you know,
way?
golf is a Gaelic sport.
Yeah, really?
It is. It was invented in Scotland.
See, maybe if you guys added clubs to Gaelic football, it'd be a little bit more interesting.
That's what hurling is.
Yeah,
that's what hurling is. Look it up. It's fantastic.
Once again, I want to underscore that website, which is SanAntonioGAC.com. If you want to learn more.
.org.
.org. Ooh, that's a big difference if it's the .org. Okay. SanAntonioGAC.org. So you got an event on the 29th of October, another one on the, and this is the Gaelic Football.
That's right.
Another one on November 2nd, and that's the day before the golf tournament fundraiser, which is on November 3rd.
Right. So, again, www.sanantoniogac.org. They can find out all the dates and times and locations for our upcoming games. We'd love to have some people come out.
So, Marcus, what do you think? You gonna go try out?
I'm over here watching this video. Yeah, I may try out.
Well, you've already pulled up video on this.
This is right up my alley right here.
Wow.
I like that, yeah. It's physical. You have to have some skill. You have to be quick. I like it. I do it.
Every one of those requirements leaves me. I can drink beer with you guys after the game.
I like it, though. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Now, the important question, if you've got football, are there Gaelic cheerleaders? Are there Gaelic girls?
Hello.
There are Gaelic girls.
And do they wear kilts? Yes.
They do. In fact, some of them are working here tonight.
So you get the Lion and Rose staff to come out.
That's right. The Lion and Rose pub has been fantastic.
Can we involve Meredith, our server? Is she somehow involved?
I don't know, Adrian. What do you think? Should you call her over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're having tryouts.
Guys, this is very intriguing. Different. Very different, but very intriguing. You just never know what you're going to run into.
I'll come watch. I'll tell you that now.
You're in.
Yeah.
Now, how did you hook Brian Clark into this? Because Brian's the Lion and Rose manager. We've seen him.
Right.
We've seen him in kilts before, but
hopefully he's not playing in the kilt.
Have you played? Did they just hook you into this, or how did this happen?
I'm a member of the AOH here, an Irish club here in San Antonio, and we're always involved.
The AOH sounds like a mob.
Ancient Order of Hibernians.
All right.
Hibernians is the Roman term for Ireland.
All right.
So we've been involved. We're cross members from both groups, and it's just part of the Irish culture here in San Antonio we try and promote.
Very cool.
No, you don't play in your kilt.
Negative, sir.
All right, just making sure.
Well,
that'd be dangerous.
Could be a whole Braveheart thing going on. It could be a. Okay. Marcus is saying.
He's watching video. No.
Well, Tyler, Tully, and Adrian Brett, it sounds phenomenal and sounds like great fun. Again, since I blew the website, let's give it out one more time. SanAntonioGAC.org. SanAntonioGAC.org. We got a big audience. I think you have exposed them to a new sport, Gaelic football, right here in San Antonio. So, awesome. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to take a quick break. As we roll forward, we're going to hear from the boss man at the Lion and Rose. Alan Tharp's going to tell us about one of his favorite beers as we do our beer segment. Right now, Best Tickets presents your Longhorn Inside.